music gives me a platform on which to air my beliefs, and that's as much as I can do about it, and whatever I can do in any way I will do.
Chiquitita, tell me what's wrong. You're in shame, but you're in sorrow. In your eyes, there is no hope for tomorrow.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Grave Visitations here. So today I am in Dean's Grange Cemetery here in Dublin, and we are here today to find the final resting place of legendary singer and songwriter Sinéad O'Connor. We'll talk about Sinéad's life from her early years and to her later years, so on in life, and her death, and we will go and visit her grave. Sinéad Marie Bernadette O'Connor was born on the 8th of December 1966, was an Irish singer, songwriter and activist. Her debut studio album, The Lion and the Cobra, was released in 1987 and achieved international chart success. Her 1990 album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, was her biggest commercial success, selling over 7 million copies worldwide. Its lead single, Nothing Compares to You, was honoured as the top world single of the year at the Billboard Music Awards. Sinéad achieved chart success with I Am Not Your Girl in 1992 and Universal Mother in 1994, both certified gold in the UK, as well as Faith and Courage in 2000, certified gold in Australia. Throw Down Your Arms achieved gold status in Ireland. Her career encompassed songs for films, collaborations with numerous artists and appearances at charity fundraising concerts. Sinéad's memoir, Rememberings, was released in 2021 and became a bestseller. She drew attention to issues such as child abuse, human rights, racism, organised religion and women's rights. During a Saturday Night Live performance in 1992, Sinéad tore up a photograph of Pope John Paul II to protest against abuse in the Catholic Church, sparking controversy. Throughout her musical career, she openly discussed her spiritual journey, activism, socio-political viewpoints, and her experiences with trauma and struggles with mental health. After converting to Islam in 2018, Sinéad adopted the name Shuhada Sadakat, while continuing to perform and record under her birth name. Sinéad was the third of 5 children. Her parents were John Oliver Sean O'Connor, a structural engineer who later turned barrister, and her mother, Johanna Marie O'Grady. In a 2021 memoir, Sinéad wrote that she was regularly beaten by her mother, who also taught her to steal from the collection plate at Mass and from charity tins. In 1979, at the age of 13, Sinéad went to live with her father, who had recently returned to Ireland after marrying Viola Margaret Suter in Alexandria, Virginia, United States in 1976. In 1985, when Sinéad was 18 years old, her mother died in a car accident aged 45 after losing control of her car on an icy road in Dublin, crashing into a bus. In 1993, Sinéad wrote a public letter in the Irish Times in which she asked people to stop hurting her. If only I can fight off the voices of my parents and gather a sense of self-esteem, then I'll be able to really sing. Sinead's first album, The Lion and the Cobra, was a sensation when it was released in 1987. Sinead named Bob Dylan, David Bowie and Bob Marley and the Pretenders as the artists who influenced her on her debut album. The single Mandinka was a college radio hit in the United States, and I Want Your Hands on Me received both college and urban play in a remixed form that featured rapper MC Lyte. In her first US network television appearance, Sinead sang Mandinka on The Late Night with David Letterman in 1988. She was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance and performed at the 31st Annual Grammy Awards. Sinead won 4 awards at the Grammys and won for Best Alternative Music Performance. She won the Brit Award for International Female Solo Artist but did not attend the ceremony. She accepted the Irish Irma in February 1991. Faith and Courage was released in 2000, including the single No Man's Woman, and featured contributions from Wyclef Jean of the Fugees and Dave Stewart of Eurythmics. In 2010, Sinead performed a duet with R&B singer Mary J. Blige, a song called This Is to Mother You. The proceeds of the song's sales were donated to the organisation GEMS, Girls Educational and Mentoring Services. In November 2014, Sinead's management was taken over by Simon Napier-Bell and Bjorn De Water. Sinead joined the charity supergroup Band Aid 30 along with other British and Irish pop acts, recording a new version of the track Do They Know It's Christmas at Swarm West Studios, London, to raise money for the West African Ebola virus epidemic. Sinead O'Connor announced in June 2021 that the album No Veteran Dies Alone would be her last, and that she was retiring from music. She retracted the statement days later, describing it as a knee-jerk reaction to an insensitive interview, and announced that her scheduled 2022 tour would go ahead. Sinead's son Shane passed away from taking his own life at the age of 17 in January 2022. Sinead cancelled her tour and No Veteran Dies Alone was postponed indefinitely. According to the producer David Holmes, by the time of Sinead's death in 2023, the album was emotional and really personal and was complete but for one song. In 2023, Sinead shared a version of the Skyboat song, a 19th century Scottish adaptation of a 1782 Gaelic song, which is also the theme for the fantasy drama series Outlander. In August 2017, Sinead posted a 12-minute video on her Facebook page in which she stated that she had felt alone since losing custody of her 13-year-old son, Shane, and that for the previous 2 years she had wanted to take her own life. Sinead appeared on the popular talk show Dr. Phil. According to Dr. Phil, Sinead wanted to do the interview because she wished to destigmatize mental illness. In 2018, Sinead converted to Islam. In a message on Twitter, she thanked fellow Muslims for their support and uploaded a video of herself reciting the Adhan, the Islamic call to prayer. She adopted the name Shuhada and later changed her surname from David to Sadakat. On the 26th of July 2023, Sinead was found unresponsive at her flat in Herne Hill, South London, and confirmed dead at an early age of 56. The cause of death was not stated. The following day, the Metropolitan Police reported that Sinead's death was not being treated as suspicious. And on the 28th of July, the coroner in London said that the date of her death was unknown. Her date of death was marked as the 26th of July upon her burial at Dean's Grange Cemetery in Dublin. A private funeral was held on the 8th of August in Bray, County Wicklow, and it was attended by the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins. Sinead's family invited the public to pay their respects at the seafront where the funeral cortege passed. Thousands attended, bearing signs and tributes. English singer Morrissey wrote a tribute criticising the reaction from executives and celebrities and wrote, "You praise her now only because it's too late. You hadn't the guts to support her when she was alive and she was looking for you." Right guys, so that's just a little bit about Sinead O'Connor and her life and times. All those music hits she had, all those songs, Nothing Compares to You, Mandinka. She also had a short acting career as well. I think she was in a film called, an Irish movie called The Butcher Boy. She was the Blessed Virgin Mary in that, for a short little clip of her in that movie. Wonderful woman, went through a lot in life, had her troubles and ups and downs. Nobody's perfect, but we'll go now and we'll visit the final resting place with you guys and pay our respects to Sinead. So Sinead is buried here in an area in Dean's Grange Cemetery called the Garden, and the little building next door to her grave was actually the caretaker of the cemetery used to live there, and at one time it was just a garden with trees and stuff, so they made it into an area for people to be buried in as well. I know her mother is buried here in Dean's Grange Cemetery in Dublin, in the same cemetery, but she wasn't buried with her mother in the same plot. As you all know, Sinead had a tough time in her younger days. You know, we all know the story about her mother and the torture she went through. Her mother actually died from a car accident. I think it was the 1980s. She's buried here, but Sinead was buried in the area called the Garden. So I have been to see her grave. And before we go to the grave, I just wanted to explain that to people as well. It's just traffic there, guys. People drive around here like very, very fast. So before we go to the grave, I just wanted to explain to you about it. I was kind of confused myself. There was no flowers on the grave. I was thinking, why is there no flowers on Sinead O'Connor's grave? She's such a well-known person, but apparently the story is that after a month the flowers were taken off the grave here, because they would wither and die as well. So the flowers were taken off the grave area and put aside so people can actually cut the grass on top of the grave area where Sinead is buried. So that's the reason for no flowers on her grave. So if anybody is wondering why her grave looks like that, that's the reason. It's very busy here today. There's a lot of people in visiting graves and stuff as well, so I didn't want to be in anybody's way. So this is the final resting place here, guys, of Sinead O'Connor. And as I was explaining earlier, Sinead is just buried there. You can just see the name on the plaque here. Sinead O'Connor, born the 8th of December 1966 and died the 26th of July 2023. Now these flowers that are behind the grave here actually could be belong to Sinead's grave. So they do the same thing really, I think. From what I was told, you can see a lot of the graves along there don't have any flowers on them. So it's a normal thing here in the cemetery that they take the flowers off after a couple of weeks, maybe a month. So the area is just a bit tidier looking there, so they can cut the grass, and I'm sure after a while they'll be putting a headstone there and maybe more flowers after a while. So that's the grave, guys, of Sinead O'Connor, legendary singer. Love her music. Very strong woman in life. A lot of people didn't agree with what she had to say. Other people kind of, fell out with her and stuff like that. But she said what she had to say, and that's what I liked about Sinead. She said it as it was, She wasn't afraid to speak her mind as such. So rest in peace, Sinead O'Connor, and thank you for all the music and the joy you brought to our lives. And I've actually went to Sinead's house in Bray on the seafront there when she passed away, and there was local people leaving flowers and tributes there outside her home, so I was there to see that as well. But it's sad that she's gone, and she died so young. She died in London in her apartment. She lived in the house in Bray for a number of years as well, and she was an amazing woman, and regardless of what people thought of her, she's only human at the end of the day. We all have our ups and downs, but she did leave a legacy behind with her music, and that we are very, very thankful for. She will always be close to our hearts here in Ireland, and I'm sure among her fans all over the world as well. Rest in peace, Sinead. God bless you. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for coming along today to visit the grave of Sinead O'Connor with me. If you like this content, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. The bell lets you know when I upload any future videos. So from me here, guys, in Dean's Grange Cemetery in Dublin, take care. God bless. See you soon.